stock market weekly chart review for the week of November 14th through November 18th. Let's start off this video by looking at the S&P 500. S&P 500 can be used as a proxy for the overall market. And whatever the overall market's doing will have impact on your individual stock. So we're going to be looking at the S&P 500 as a proxy for the market, as I mentioned. And over here at Yahoo Finance, we got the S&P 500 pulled up. And here under holdings, we see these sector weightings. And with a quick run through here, technology sector is about 23.5. Healthcare is a little less than 15.5%. Financial sector is at about 13.65%. Consumer cyclical 10.58%. And then we're dropping down to, looks like industrials at about 8%. You know, there's other sectors that make it up, but we'll take a look at those sectors. And I have some correlating ETFs with each of those sectors. XLK is a technology sector. XLV is a healthcare sector. XLF is a financial sector. XLY is consumer discretionary. And XLI is the industrials. So here we got a chart of the S&P 500 weekly chart for a 2-year time frame. We see this week's candle is basically a doji, and we notice this doji is at the top of about the top 20%, 15% of the prior week's bull candle. And looking to the left, we see in this area here that we see a lot of prices overlapping in the past, a little bit below that 400 area. Right here, it's a little closer to the, looks like is that about 390 down here. So it looks like 390 to 400, it tends to get caught up in that area. And so we see that this week, last week, big bull candle. This week, it's a real doji candle, real candle of indecision. Let's look at these different ETFs making up the S&P 500, see if we can figure anything out. Technology sector, same thing. We got this doji candle looking almost exactly the same as S&P 500, and no doubt that it might look almost exactly the same since technology makes up about a little less than 24%. Healthcare. Okay, we got a different look with healthcare. We got this long tail to the bottom. Not much going up. We see the week prior we had a trading range going higher, trading range up, but selling pressure brought that back down. So looking at these couple weeks combined, we got running into this resistance right here around that 135 area. We see last week couldn't pull that up, and this week got a little closer, but just looks like it's just hitting that resistance at that 135. The financial sector, similar shape of candle is the healthcare, but it's red instead of green. So that means it opened up here and closed down here. So I had a little more selling pressure put in there, but it's still in the top, definitely in the top 50%, at least the body of this candle, top 50% of last week's bull candle. Consumer discretionary, under all these moving averages, really seems to be going sideways right in this range here, right around the 135 to 145. Really seems to be having a tough time getting above that 145. Seems to be some solid resistance right there. And basically, we got a green bar ignored here. We got a red down, big down bar, makes up for that that loss, and then basically loses almost all that. It's about, it's in the bottom 50% of the actual body of that candle, but for the full trading range, it's in the top 50%. Not looking too good. XLI, similar thing. Now we're above all of our moving averages with industrials, and we have this spindly looking type of candle where it's almost opening closing in the same. But we do see that there was a lot of selling pressure pushing things down, and buying pushed it up to basically be going almost sideways, opening and closing really close to the same place it was at last week. Looks like it's hitting this resistance in that $100 area and just putting it in there. So what do we think's gonna happen? Well, we're broke out of this top channel, right? So we're out of that. We're testing, can it stay out? And a lot of times this type of candle right here, this is an indecision candle. Sometimes what happens is it's kind of cooling down, you know, regaining some energy before it continues to go higher. But also it could be a topping candle. So we might see that prices were, you know, trying to test up against the upside and coming in kind of weak. But ultimately, a good thing to do is trade in a way where you don't really care which way the market's going to go. And an easy way to do that would be selling cash secured put options on a stock that you don't mind owning the rest of your life. Check out ihavesuccess.com. You can get some information on how to sell, how to select stocks to sell cash secured put options on. Watch the playlist that's linked at 1 minute in this video. That'll give you lots of information on how to sell cash secured put options. And why not sell cash secured put options on stocks that you don't mind owning for the rest of your life, when it's like, hey, which way is the stock market going to go? So with that, you guys have a great day, and we'll see what happens this next coming week.